Purpose of this interview, who are you and what do you do?
I am Melika, also known as MB on social channels and stuff. I'm a marketing specialist. I'm a YouTuber, kind of. I'm also in presenting, and I am a co-owner of a beauty brand and a CEO of a logistics company.
Amazing. Wow. You literally do all. You literally do all. So as we can see from your, trendy background, we can see that you're in Accra. So when did you move to Ghana? What was that transition like? What made you move? Maybe let's start there. What made you move to Ghana?
Well, then I should start by saying it's the second time I moved to Ghana.
Okay.
So I have gone to Ghana before in the past for high school.
Okay.
And that was actually what made me fall in love with Ghana and see it in a different light, I think, to what is pushed out in the Western world, especially. So last year I graduated from university, University of Leicester, and I wasn't happy. Honestly, like the thought of me being in the cold on a train at 7 a.m. going to the office, I couldn't think of anything worse.
Wow.
And I think it was one particular day that I was walking to university. I lived in Leicester, so like it was cold, snowy, like rainy, just bad vibes all over the place. I remember calling my dad and just saying, like, you know what, like as I walk in this rain, I ask myself, why am I suffering? Because it's not like I don't know anyone in Ghana, like my parents are here. So I was like, okay, so from now, this was around maybe April, I was like, let's start planning because I think I am going to come.
Wow.
And then I graduated and they were all like, okay, let's do, a few years in the UK, get a bit more, the pounds. And then I was like, no, I'd rather be broke in the sun, if I'm being honest.
I hear it.
So yeah, that's how I ended up here.
Wow.
And that was last year.
Wow. So you're sort of a year into your move. How have you found it? How has Ghana treated you?
No, as always, Ghana's been great. Very welcoming. I feel emotionally better when I'm in Ghana as well, which is really important. But it also hasn't been perfect, of course, like no move can be. But I think overall it has been a rewarding experience and I don't regret it at all. I don't want to go back to the UK. I'm not been thinking about that place. Yeah. But I think, challenges, let's start with that first. I think meeting people has been quite hard for me because I'm not always up in the club every weekend. You see me at Bloomberg. I don't want to be, I don't want to be that person. That's just not me. Yeah. So, and I think in Ghana, in a social setting, meeting people is like, okay, go to the club, go to like, that's what people tell me. So I think that has been where I have actually struggled to meet people. Like, like-minded, similar aspirations, that kind of stuff. I found it hard.
Oh, wow. Well, I'm sure you've sort of had to adapt to meeting people. So how have you sort of overcome that challenge? Where have you decided to go and meet people? Because I'm sure anyone sort of moving back maybe on their own that doesn't have any sort of direct ties to Ghana or have any family there, sort of what advice would you give to them in terms of being able to meet sort of like-minded people sort of around the same age group, millennials?
I would say don't think you're going to meet friends at home, because I was at home crying that I want friends and I hadn't gone anywhere. So that's tip number one. But there's loads of like these little like karaoke nights and games nights. And I went to a paint and sip the other day and I actually did meet some cool people. So just be willing to put yourself out there and do the non-traditional clubby things, like going to a paint and sip. It was my first time going to one and I actually met people that were nice.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
that's like some really good advice, because like you said, it's not every day Bloom, it's not every day Twist, it's not every day the club. Maybe in December back to back, but throughout the year, I don't know about
yeah.
So you have a lot of titles, a lot of amazing things that you're doing. So let's get into that. So I guess your professional career in Ghana right now. So let's talk about that. Let's get into that a bit more.
Okay, so professionally, I work in marketing. I work in a family business, but also continentally, because we work with oil and gas.
Sure.
So I'm doing it's Shell, by the way. So I'm doing like the Shell kind of side of things, which has been good. Also because although I'm working with family, which can be difficult, I also still get the structure of like an international business, which is what would have been in the UK, for example. So I still have emails to respond to. I still have some sort of protocols to follow, which I have enjoyed, because working in Ghana, all of that is out the window. So it's been nice to kind of have that structure. But I think working in Ghana, you do really have to adapt. The way that people move is, England is very like, we're all, you know, on time, we're punctual, we respond to emails, meetings, we're not late, we react. I think in Ghana, you have to, you know, pull people to get them to respond and to react in the right way in the working world, which for me is just frustrating. But to everyone else, it's like, that's normal. I'm the mad one.
No, I can totally imagine. So obviously you mentioned the fact that you work within the oil and gas industry, and I think it's pretty much common knowledge that there aren't a lot of women in that space. And obviously in Ghana, you're on the flip side. It's not necessarily about being Black the way you would have had that experience in the corporate world, potentially in the UK. But have you had any sort of challenges with being a woman, especially in marketing and in such a demanding industry?
Oh, definitely. Not necessarily in marketing. Oh, you were hoping for the other? Oh no, sorry to disappoint, guys. It is, I think you've actually said something really important here, which is that, in the UK, the struggle is I'm a Black person, which is a struggle that you carry on your forehead. Whereas here, it's being a woman, and it does, you definitely see it. Like, let's say, for example, going to a conference, people meet you, calling you my dear, my babe, my this,
my babe.
No. I'm his whole babe. I'm his whole. No, and I have to create boundaries and actually correct them. And everyone's looking at me like, you're correcting? And I'm like, well, like, my name's Melika. Where from the dear and that? For me, I'm professional. Like, you shouldn't do that. But in Ghana, that's a thing that I've struggled with a lot. Also, going to meetings, people trying to like connect with you in an inappropriate way. Which in the UK, I personally have not experienced that ever. People drop you to your front door in the UK in the office and it's like, cool, bye. Whereas in Ghana, it's always, for me, some sort of extra something. They want to get to know you. Like, there's just no boundaries, I think, or less boundaries. And women don't normally speak up. So you seem like the crazy person speaking up, correcting someone when you shouldn't. But I always will.
Oh, wow. No, that's very interesting. It definitely is sort of a different dynamic, evidently, in Africa. I think through a lot of the conversations that we have had on this platform with women, they have obviously expressed the same thing. And I think the good thing, or the takeaway thing that you've mentioned quite well, is creating boundaries, you know, and speaking up when you do indeed feel uncomfortable, because hopefully it doesn't happen again with those people, and those that are around you are able to maybe, you know, advocate for you when you're not there, like, oh, you can't talk to her like that, or you shouldn't talk to her like that. And I do honestly think that our sort of generation, not that we're the generation of all this magical change, but we are the ones that
we're starting. I think we are speaking out.
Definitely. And I think that's really the key, you know, being able to speak out. So kudos to you for speaking out for women, you know, and also for doing so well in like an industry, like I said, that is quite male dominant. I think we definitely do need a lot more women in the sort of oil and gas space across all levels, you know, across all departments. So I guess now moving on to entrepreneurship. Again, you wear several hats, like, you're doing so well.
Oh, thank you.
So let's go into your business that you have a co-founder with, and then go on to your own business after that.
So the first would be Boda Organics. It's a beauty brand. We do skincare, body care, and hair care. And this launched in the UK last year, but we just launched in Ghana about 2 weeks ago now.
Oh, amazing. Congratulations.
Yes. Oh, thank you. That was the crazy project that I've been working on. It's been amazing to finally bring it to Ghana, especially as I left, so I was less connected to it. So to bring it back here, it's like, oh, great. Like I feel hands-on again, which is good.
Amazing. So I guess with your partner being in the UK, I presume, how has that been, you know, I guess running a business sort of in two countries? How have you found that?
You know what, it's been hard. It has been hard. And not only because of something like communication, where I can't pull up to your house and say, let's discuss, or I can't, it's not like that. It's more like you have to reply to me and you can choose not to, and I have to now wait, and you get busy. And so that's another hard thing. But also what I would say is hard is the currency. We're in different currencies now.
Yes.
My mind is Ghana city. You're talking about pounds. So you want to spend £100 on this? I'm like, what, 750 cities? No way. And I think the more money that I receive is in cities. So now, like, it has kind of tuned my mind on what's expensive and what's not. So a lot of costs that I used to be okay with, I'm now like not, which is good in a way, because we are cutting down our costs. Good. But I think for my business partner who hasn't been to Ghana before, she's not quite understanding things as well as I am. So I can't wait to bring her here and let her see a bit of Ghana, so she can understand what I mean when I say certain things.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. And I think you actually are sort of at an advantage, because you now have the benefits of both perspectives, you know, sort of having the UK partner and also being in Ghana. And, you know, I guess this is the way that you could, I guess, bridge that sort of Atlantic gap. I think it's the Atlantic gap.
Is it?
Yeah, I don't know.
Let's hope so.
That bridge the sea gap, the ocean gap. Bridge the gap, and then I guess sort of hopefully take your business international. So I guess as a co-founder, what have you learned? What has been the biggest lesson you have learned in this journey so far?
It sounds maybe a bit stupid, to be honest, but don't expect instant reward. Don't even 1 year, you may not see that reward. Even 2 years, you may not. And not that I thought I would get in and money will be flowing in, but I still did think that it'd be bigger than what it was. And it is still going great now, but I still did think personally that it would be more. And having that reality check of like, okay, so like this is actually how business works.
Yeah.
So using that information to start my other business, I feel so much better now, because I'm like, okay, well, I know how it goes now. Whereas before, I'm seeing people on social media, you know, selling out and all that stuff, and I'm like, where's mine? You know?
No, definitely. I think just as a sort of tidbit for any young entrepreneur, it's really important, whilst to be aware of what is going on around you, just to be really sort of focused on your own lane and sort of running your own race, and knowing that your time will come if you apply the right principles and if you are consistent in what it is that you're doing. And evidently you've been able to draw upon your professional career, as well as sort of having your cosmetic company or like beauty company, into now your own personal business. So CEO, talk to me.
So the second business, that is a logistics company.
Okay.
So we offer services from shipping from the UK to Ghana, both air freight and sea freight. Only because when I came, like, I struggled. Like, I want stuff from the UK. Well, now what? Yeah. I'm looking left, right. Like, I have to like call DHL, and I did it once, and then I had to pay customs, and I already paid like £60 in fees to get it there anyway. So that anger, it fueled a lot. It fueled business, you know?
Yeah, amazing.
And so now that's what I've been doing. This is barely even a year old now. And it's been, I think this is where I've actually worked with more Ghanaians, because most of the clients are Ghanaian. Whereas in the UK with online, it's just, they add it to their basket, they take it, they go. I never meet them. Whereas you get to see the business in Ghana in terms of people asking you for discounts, and dispatch riders messing up with deliveries, and customers calling you just screaming, and like the real business.
Yeah. Oh, wow. I think you sort of kind of hit the nail on the head. I actually haven't met anyone. I've met quite a few people throughout this journey that have sort of gone into the logistics space.
Oh, and nice.
Yeah, definitely. And I think one thing you have done is you saw a problem that you personally had and decided to bring a solution that others can now inevitably benefit from. So I guess a lot of diasporans will probably look at using your services, hopefully, when they're looking to move back to Ghana.
Yeah, whatever you need.
Listen, I'm coming in the summer 2021. Just be expecting my order.
I'm waiting for that message. I'm here waiting.
My order. I'll be like, Han, I've got boxes. My boxes are ready. That's amazing. So I guess sort of dealing with Ghanaians on a business front, I guess as your potential customers, how has that interaction been? Because I think a lot of people have a lot of varying comments, you know, when it comes to customer service in Ghana. So yeah, what has been your experience, and how have you, I guess, decided to change that as a business owner?
My experiences of customer service in Ghana have been awful. I don't know anyone who has to say anything different.
Yeah.
Instagram stores, scamming, not arriving.
Wow.
they call you babe and hun, like when you're like, I personally find that very inappropriate. I'm trying to buy like a t-shirt. Why are you calling me hun and all this? Why is dispatch rider not picking up my calls? Why is he late with the delivery? Why have you scammed me and taken money and not given me the item? And when you question their services, they are very like, they're willing to fight and argue with you.
Oh, wow.
Which, yeah, oh no. They will tell you that you're in the wrong.
Oh, wow.
Thinking, what happened to the customer's always right? Yeah, not here. So I do think that I have tried to be very transparent with customers, especially with logistics, as things do go wrong.
Yeah.
Maybe it missed the shipment, it's going on the next one now because it arrived late, which is technically a customer's fault, but you can never tell them that. So I think what has helped me and feedback that I've got is that, yes, I am openly, like very open and transparent with what's happening with your order along the whole way. Just so that even if, yes, it's not 100% smooth, which I don't think everything can be, at least they have faith in the person that is delivering the stuff, that it will get done, and they're constantly updating me, which I think people should take note from. If things are going wrong, don't just ignore the calls and the messages. Let us know so that we can also understand.
No, I definitely think that's some really, really sound advice, especially for the upcoming business owners in Ghana, not just in Ghana actually, but across Africa, that when you are interacting with customers, ensure that you are transparent in any way, matter, shape or form, because that definitely does aid the business relationships that you do have. So with all of these things that you do, how are you managing them? Because you wear a lot of hats. How are you able to sort of keep all of the tables spinning, all the wheels spinning at the same time?
I don't know, is the answer, because logistics, I work alone, or delivery, someone does the deliveries, but everything else I do alone. I think I just try and manage time. I think everyone says this, but it is really hard though. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, like emotionally, like your spirits can be low because you don't have time for yourself. So I have attempted to start putting in like time within the week to just chill, drive to the beach, order my nice Smirnoff Black, have a little sip, like I do try to schedule in time to just do nothing, not look at my work phone, my personal phone, just chill. And I'm now learning how special those times are. I think in the previous times of my life, I thought I'd been busy, but I haven't been, because the chill times weren't even sacred. They were just like, it's every day. Whereas now I've become more busy. When I have an hour of doing nothing, I'm like, thank you, Father Lord. This is a great time. So that's advice to people: scheduling time.
Definitely. I think whether you're a business owner, creative, or a professional, time for self-care is definitely needed. You only have one body and you only have one self, so it is really important to look after yourself as you're striving for greatness in all of these spaces. So I guess now let's give the people some tangible advice. So I'm potentially looking to move back to Ghana or move to anywhere in Africa. What advice would you give me or anyone else watching when moving back? Sort of what things to be mindful of, what things would you sort of advise to have in place, especially if maybe they're moving back with no family ties?
I would say don't assume that a country is great because you've been there once or twice. I have so many friends that are like, I visited Ghana, I'm moving here, Bloom Bar, Jamaica. Like, Ghana is more than Bloom Bar, it's more than the clubs, it's more than the nightlife and even the people. There's so many aspects of Ghana, for example, housing, that people forget sometimes, in terms of, have I got a year deposit to put down in dollars just like that? You may not. And hello? Can you hear me? Okay. So something like that, for example, something that I didn't actually know until I moved there, because I'm living in my parents' house, so that completely missed me. When I moved back and I thought, okay, how realistically, when can I move out? I was like, right, so the prices are telling me that I'm never moving out then, because they want dollars and we're earning in cedis. So that's advice about housing. Make sure you're very aware of the prices and the market, and be willing to put down a year, maybe a year and a half up front, which is insane. Also, advice I would say is get to know the country well. It's linked to the first point, but it's you can come to a country and think it's nice, which is amazing, because we all started coming to Ghana once in a while, and then ended up living here. But you need those frequent visits in times that are not busy. when you come in December, it's going to be a great time, of course. But when you come in May, when none of your friends are here, and maybe you're doing a job somewhere, and you're in that traffic in a car going back and forth, taking 2 hours to get to work, you're going to think, why am I here? No, you're going to think, why am I here?
Yeah,
so it is good to study the country at all times in the year. Yeah, that's definitely advice. I'm trying to think of more. And also, this is actually maybe bad advice, but don't think you can over plan, because you can't. I think I meet two different types of people. I meet those that are like, I'm coming because like Christmas was lit, I'm coming.
Yeah.
Then I meet those that are like, I've been trying to move for 20 years. Yeah. And try and find yourself in the middle, because you don't want to be irrational and just move. But you don't also want to be waiting for something that will never come, because the perfect time in life, from what I've realized, from the small life I've had, the perfect time never comes. There's no perfect time for anything. And the more you keep waiting for the perfect time, the more you're just prolonging a journey that you could have started already if you just said, you know what, I've got this amount of money, I'm going. So that is a tip. Although you can plan, don't be waiting for a magical thing to happen before you pack up and leave, because that day may not come.
Definitely. I think that's actually probably really solid advice, and one that I don't think many people factor in. There never really is a perfect time for anything. You can only prepare yourself as best to, mitigate the risks of moving, and ensure that you have the right things like housing in place and the money in place before you do move. So I guess sort of now some personal questions. So what have you I guess like learnt about your country since moving back that you never really took into consideration before?
Ooh, wow, what a question. That's quite hard, What have I learned about Ghana?
It could literally be anything. It could be some history, it could be something practical.
Okay, history. Okay, you know what? Actually, recently my dad sent me a WhatsApp, how they all do. And it was explaining to me how Ashanti women are actually the leaders.
Okay.
Which I didn't know of. Did you know this? Am I like...
I wouldn't say I knew this, but I think I've noticed from patterns, obviously being Ashanti myself, and obviously looking at the Ashanti women that I'm around, so maybe in my family and also people that I know, I feel like whilst patriarchy is definitely real, in the homes it's very matriarchal. So like the woman runs things. That's what I've always known and found. And I found even personally, especially when dealing with men from different tribes, naturally that dominance does come out. And I thought, oh, maybe it's because like I'm a bit of an alpha woman, but no, it is quite cultural, and it's almost like it's inherent that you don't really realize.
Oh, wow.
You're kind of thrown into the lions den, like, no, yeah, I'm a dominant babe.
No, this was, to me, it was news to me. I think even though I live here, I didn't actually see that in the culture. So when I read it, I was like, wow, like, because we are in Africa, a place where men believe they rule, apparently.
Exactly.
And I think a lot of women that I see around do kind of accept that and live with it. So yeah, for me, it was a complete shock. But I'm nice for you to say that, yeah, you do see that around a bit, which is nice. So maybe I'm Ashanti too, so maybe.
So would you say, I guess, sort of knowing that now, it's kind of been able to sort of explain to you some of the, maybe sort of give you reasons or explanations as to maybe why you act in the ways maybe that you do?
No, definitely. And it's also made me feel more connected to Ghana.
Nice.
I'm like, okay, so it's not just a Melika thing, it's a Ashanti woman thing. That's me. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
So it was a nice thing to read, actually.
Amazing. So my next question is, if you could change anything about Ghana, what is it that you would change? And only one thing.
I would want to, big thing, but I was going to say I would like to change our mentality. That's broad, but I'll break down.
Sure.
I think from a majority of Ghanaians I've spoken to, and not those.
Yep.
A majority of Ghanaians I've spoken to, and not those, let's say, like in the 1-2%. I'm talking about the average Ghanaian. A lot of people tend to feel like things deserve to be handed to them. So like, we always ask for favors, and we always ask for discounts, and we always ask rather than being willing to work hard. And it's interesting, because I do think that when you walk around the street, you see people working hard.
Yeah.
But the same time, you don't, when you actually work with people that actually have jobs, for example, in a filling station, people that, let's say, do the pumping of the cars and stuff like that, they have jobs. But it's those people that actually aren't willing to really work hard and to see themselves grow within the company. Yeah, it's quite strange, actually. They don't want to do much. So even when you walk outside your house and you see a lady selling water on her head, clearly, like, she's grinding. I'm telling you that she's, like, in that sun, she's working very hard. But those that actually have jobs of a decent level, they don't appreciate it, I see. And, like, they don't want to work hard to progress. They want to just, I've been working here for 3 months now, I want promotion. Meanwhile, what have you done for that to be deserved? Nothing. Right. You've done the job, and they think that's amazing, but, like, you're getting paid for it. Of course you should do the job.
Yeah. No, definitely. I think mentality.
Yeah, so that's what I would change.
I think mentality is really, really key, and not just in Ghana, but in Africa as a whole. I think there does need to be a mindset shift. And I think as more of us sort of rise into positions of leadership in business or in our careers or whatever industries it is that we are sort of occupying, hopefully we can sort of bring that change in mentality, and hopefully in one way or another, it trickles down and reflects in other people. But mindset, I think a lot of Ghanaians watching will probably agree with that point. So my final question pertains to Ghana, and I guess Africa and the diaspora as a whole. So a lot of diasporans are now looking to Africa, whether it is to connect with people on the ground or to actually move back, move their skills back. So what excites you the most about the diaspora Africa interaction, and I guess Africa as a whole, over the next sort of decade or so, forgetting 2020 because COVID has been something else?
Right. For me, it's exciting to see that people are interested to come back. I think there was a time, I was very young at this time, but there was a time when no one wanted to know Africa, really. Africans ourselves. I'm not sure if you relate to this, but when I was growing up, it wasn't a thing where it's like, when I left in year 7 to come to Ghana, everyone was like, what? This is the worst thing you could do. And I even thought, like, is this a really bad thing that I'm doing?
Yeah.
And it wasn't until I got here that I was like, wait, wow. So for me, it's exciting to see the shift in the mentality of diasporans, that we actually want to help our country and we want to be back home. And we finally accepted that the West isn't really for us, even though we're living in it, it's not for us. And that's an exciting change. And I'm looking forward to see hundreds of diasporans even back to Africa.
Amazing. Well, thank you very much for that. So for your organics company or your logistics company, where can people find you? Let us know.
Oh yes, so beauty brand is Boda Organics. So the is @Boda, BODA Organics. And logistics is MB Logistics Limited. That's the @. Also YouTube is Life with MB. So please watch that if you'd like to watch what it's like moving back to Ghana.
Amazing. And I can definitely attest to your channel. I've binged the videos just to kind of get a feel for Ghana. So I'll be sure to put all the links to everything in the description and on the website as well, so people can come back, follow you, connect, and do business with you as well. Amazing.
Yes, nice. And you also, I hope people watching this actually see that you're doing a good thing to help people connect.
Definitely.
And see what maybe you don't see in the UK. So congratulations to you.
Amazing. Yeah. Thank you.